What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from RC Nightmare, and today I wanted to introduce a little bit of topic discussion to the channel now because, well, I don't have the same time to do running videos right now as I used to, and I kind of realized that I've been doing RC for a really long time, and I learned a lot along the journey, and I like to use my YouTube channels to kind of discuss things with other fans of the things that I like. So next week, or this coming week when you see this, I will be traveling to cover a different event for a different YouTube channel. And then when I get back, I'm going to get out and run box stock the new Traxxas TRX4 and then the Fortec that I have. And I'll get some stock footage of that, and then we'll do some upgrades, and then we'll do maybe some running videos if I can get someone to help. And one of the things I was thinking about as I was going through the comments, which have been great, by the way, talked to Brandon today. He's like, oh, how much hate did you get in the comments? And I'm like, oh, they've actually been pretty nice. So thanks for being so forgiving to me to be back. And I promise that I will stay back as long as I can. So there's a lot of different types of remote control fan, right? We all do things a little bit differently, but we all enjoy the same hobby, and that's what's great about it. And that's kind of true of a lot of hobbies. I happen to play Magic the Gathering as well, and there's a lot of different people that play that card game for a variety of reasons, but we all are brought together by our passion for that particular game. That's why they call it a community. And so in the RC community, there's a lot of different factions, and even now when I'm coming back to it, I think I'm a slightly different type of person now. And so I threw together some of the types of RC fans out there, and what I'd like is for us all to discuss if I missed any. I'm sure I did, and maybe what type you think you are. So I'm going to start with what's probably the most common, and that's the basher. That's the weekend warrior. That's someone who gets a slash and just blasts a 3S LiPo in that thing and just tools around, goes to the track occasionally, but is really focused on RC for fun. Most of their time in the tool room is going to be spent doing repairs. Not necessarily a ton of upgrades, but they are known to. I would definitely have considered myself a basher when RC Nightmare came out. Just buying the biggest, best monster trucks and just crushing it and going, triple backflips, all that kind of stuff. I think that's probably the biggest group of RC fans because most people would default into that group. Then there's kind of the race community. This is the people that they have like 10 scale buggies, 10 scale short course trucks. If you're racing indoor, outdoor, 8th scale, and they're into tuning and they're into practicing, shaving, nanoseconds off their lap times. You'll find them spending a lot of time here in Wisconsin. There's Trackside, which I really like, but I just go there to bomb around. I'm not really planning on competing. And sometimes the bashers and the racers, the Jets and the Sharks, I know most of you are probably too old to get that joke. God, I'm old. They don't always agree, right? Because bashers just want to go have fun, and racers are really loyal. We used to get into a lot of arguments with like HPI fans because I always had terrible luck with HPI's ready-to-run stuff. But people that like to race HPI, or maybe team associated FCX10s. Slash really isn't a racer. There's a wide variety. There's actually a lot of producers of racers now. But, the team associated buggies, all these things. You're spending your time indoors. You're tweaking it. You're actually changing your tires out more often than when they just explode. Like a basher, we replace our tires when they're bald and they're like finally dead. Racers replace them when they start to lose a little bit of grip. And that's okay. It's just a different way of enjoying the hobby. Then you have the collector. And I think that's kind of where I am falling in, or maybe one of the other further categories. But there was a time I had a huge collection. If there's been an RC, a mainstream RC produced in the past 10 years, I've probably owned it. The list of ones I've owned is certainly way longer than the ones I haven't. And I talked to a lot of you like on Facebook or Twitter, and some people are like, oh, I have like 26, 27 in my garage. It's awesome. They kind of just possess them. They bring them all together, and that's another way to enjoy RC. Then you have like the scalers. These are the people that have the SCX10s, the Axial stuff or Tamiya stuff. I love Tamiya. If Brandon was still around and he could help me build something from scratch, I still really want that Tamiya Bigfoot or the 4x4x4 just to have. Then there's also the stuff, I've seen some incredible looking like fire trucks and semi tractor trailers and all this stuff where everything's so intricate. It's all scale right down to the little fire extinguishers and little stickers. And these people use the RCs, but they also, there's a component of modeling that really goes into being into scaling too. And I really love scale. I love putting a little winch. One of the things I'm going to do on that Traxxas for sure is put a real winch on there and do some little scale stuff to it within reason, within my skill set. I'm not crafty enough to build stuff from scratch for that, but maybe if there's stuff out there I can add, I definitely get into that. Then there's like the speed runners, like another long-term RC channel, GeoStealth. I actually like his videos because he does a lot of customized stuff, but he also is one of those guys that sometimes he really likes his speed runs. It's not all he does, but there's a lot of like 100-mile-an-hour slash or like 120-mile-an-hour this or that. And they're all about speed, putting the biggest, fastest motor they can in the smallest, lightest frame they can to maximize speed. And that is really, it kind of becomes like an obsession, you know, getting 1/10 of a mile an hour faster. And I used to kind of always be like, because I always see people asking in the videos, they'll say like, oh, how fast does it go or whatever. And that just never really appealed to me. Like, it's either fast enough or not fast enough. Getting the exact miles per hour or doing that just never appealed to me. But again, it doesn't have to. And other people doing that is cool. You know, I get into it. I get into looking how they custom mod things and keep it from flipping over and all that's pretty awesome. Then you have like the customizers. Now, this is people that don't really run their rigs that often. It's somewhere in between like scaling and collecting, but they'll do a lot of custom mods and really make their kits unique. They're guys and gals that also like are good with CNC. They manufacture their own parts. And in the aerial, so I'm actually gonna hopefully get some footage from the next fly-in when Brandon's here. He's actually flying in his own plane. He bought a plane, so maybe we'll get some footage of that. It'll be pretty fun to share with you guys. But there'll be a lot of people at the fly-in that have really custom stuff on their planes, and it's almost like a passion in and of itself. And then I think there's another category of people in the RC community, and that is like video producers. There's not a lot of communities out there that have such a large number of YouTubers. Like, for the size of the RC hobby, there's a lot of people making RC videos. Like, if you like it, if you like scale, or if you like speed runs, or if you like bashing, there's probably 20 channels at least of any one of these categories of people that basically like specialize in that one thing. And, you know, to kind of wrap it up here, first, I'd love to hear what other ones I missed, because I'm sure I did, and maybe where you would place yourself, because I think it's an interesting conversation to have. But, you know, that's what makes hobbies great, is that there's really no one right way to do it. And a lot of times people jump to that. You know, even when I was early on in the hobby, people are like that with brand loyalty, and we'll talk about that in a different video. I'd like to do a little RC chat maybe once a week where we can kind of just chill and talk about RC, me in the video and then us down in the comments. So yeah, what kind of remote control fan are you? What did I miss? And I look forward to reading your comments down below. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again real soon.